interact with Pop-Tarts. They're not like Pop-Tart brand. They're the no-name ones, but they're actually pretty damn good. Like, I don't know. They don't taste any different than actual Pop-Tarts. I mean, granted, I haven't had a Pop-Tart in forever, but... Open. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior. I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Kitty. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Kitty extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors. water has risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb best, shouts Kitty. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut short by the rising water. Grimoire of Ice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. I died! I died in a fucking choose your own adventure. Fail. Okay, so I still have that.
This person.
It would appear.
Can't
I'm
say
not gonna
very
read
excited
everything
to go
again.
back.
Perhaps you should.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start with north. I need one of my frickin' books from upstairs to try and map this out. I do not have one. Okay, so we start with north. Okay, so this is an actual maze. I have to map it out. I need a pencil and a piece of paper. I died again. Yeah, I need a piece of paper and a pencil. Max is gonna go grab me one. I need to map this out, I think. So it looks like it's an actual map, like maze, that you can map out. My phone is out of reach, otherwise I would tell him I have a specific book for this. My orange notebook. Takes me back to my days of muds. And mapping out like a mud zone. I was gonna tell you that orange notebook upstairs is my gaming notebook, but it was too late and I didn't have my pencil. It's fine. Okay.
This person.
It's
I'm gonna try this again.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna skip through. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little north. Okay, so we go north. And then there's this is the beds and corpses. And this is the start. Okay, so if we go, so then I'm gonna. Okay, so if we go south, it's a dead end. Okay, so then there's an east. Okay, so west goes back the same. So then we'll go north. Okay, and then this one has all three. So we don't want to go south. West is an end of the path. Okay, there's wine here. A row of heavy wooden casks lie on their sides in the dark chamber. Doubtless they are filled with wine. My thirst roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and pull frantically at the cork. The theft of a few cups means nothing, I tell myself. The casks will be ruined by the flood regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack, and thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine, it is blood, still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. The foul liquid soon mixes with the rising flood waters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. By all the gods, are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Disgust quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, sending me toppling over into the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out of the room to freedom. Okay. So, this is another possibly new room, so we'll do this. Okay, we're going east. Okay, no, this is back to this. Okay. So wine is a dead end. West? Oh no, wait, I did that already. Shit. Damn it. I fucked up there. That's okay. We've got it partly mapped out now, though. As long as it doesn't change. Also, there's treasure here every single time, so... we can keep getting treasure.
This it's can't. Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Okay, north. Okay. So we go east, north, east, okay. Pull that hole. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasped frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. Okay, there's a north from here, though. Okay, so I'm gonna call this Last Supper. Against all hopes, we make it to the front door. Front door. There we go. Break it down, someone cries. And so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Kitty and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you, I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly noticed that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly tried to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Weiss. Then you are a woman, madame. I am. I profited to a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Kitty is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. Oh my god! With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze flows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Thank you so much for saving me. I never want to have a dream like that again.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
I figured
Yes.
a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Weiss.
Even I have my exceptions. No.
Keep my paper just in case. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and Kitty had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Weiss?
As Weiss considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Kitty nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had lain this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Kitty lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Weiss tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Kitty glanced at Weiss's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Kitty's feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Kitty lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water, he cried. It's water! Water, asked Vice. Preposterous! I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off it. Without waiting for a response, Kitty sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Kitty closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Kitty shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly, he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. Kitty sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Kitty came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it again. The chase continued for nearly an hour, until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Kitty and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiots! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Kitty's face clouded. There isn't? There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the city of art. Kitty looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Kitty, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered in panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Oh, it's probably like an old city of skyscrapers and stuff. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Kitty and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Kitty uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Kitty moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed, as if on cue. The 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Kitty. They're alive. The triplets bowed low before Kitty. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Kitty and threw his hands in the air. Alpha is a fake. You know, I am the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. Their respective pleas given, the three statues returned to their frozen state, as silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Vice. Kitty furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth, the false ones will only speak lies. Shit. Okay, can I see this again? Kitty took a long look at the statues and tried to clear his mind. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is Alpha. Alpha's a fake. I'm real. And then Gamma says... Beta is fake. Everyone knows I'm real. Okay, so... Okay. Okay, so if they only tell the lie, then you have to reverse it. So Alpha is real. I'm fake. Beta is real. Everyone knows I'm fake. This one's rough. I mean, it says that it's obvious who's the real one. I am real. Alpha's fake. You know, I'm the real one. What a load of crap. Beta is fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. Well, no, because if... Okay, so if Beta and Gamma are both lying, and one of them isn't real, then that can't be the truth, because they're saying that the other one, because they only tell the lie, so that by saying that the other one is fake, they're actually saying that that one is real. So I think so it would have to be Beta, I think. Right? Because Alpha can't be the real one, because then Gamma's saying that Beta is real. It's gotta be Beta. I'm going with Beta. The real one is Beta. Though Kitty's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see that Vice was nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Vice in the dry tones of a lecturer, Beta and Gamma would be fakes, but in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta was fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars in this situation. However, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. I did it! As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. I kind of like how Vice explained it, so that if somebody just did pure dumb luck or theory of process of elimination, it still would have worked. Like, you would know why it was the right one. Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful voice. The time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as he could go before an uncomfortable kitty pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Vice. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Kitty, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Kitty during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
Hopefully that's enough reading for now. Not that I mind the reading, but good God.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
Ooh, a new sword.
Wow, this looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
Boot. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna return to Popola. that thing looks kind of badass. Look at that. Wait, it's currently very light? Really? But it says it's unwieldy. Oh no, that's what I'm using. Okay. I was like, what? Ooh, this might be better. It's got more damage, more magic power. It's still very light, and I can upgrade it. So let's use this one for a bit then. Start with that. Actually, what if I give... There. Okay, so I can quickly change weapons. Boot, new weapon! Let's go stab something. And upgrade it. I can upgrade this one.
So how was the village?
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Neat.
Let's get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
Alright. After we kill some shades on the way to test out this new sword. I like it. Okay, we are gonna go upgrade it though. We can probably make this thing insanely badass. I've got the spiky thing. Let's try the spiky thing. I was using the wrong thing. Ooh, a rare thing! Nope, still just broke. Yeah, these ones seem to drop broken saws as the rare, so I don't think I'm gonna get the twisted metal or twisted ring that I need. may need to go soon too, for lunch, and then I will be back afterwards. Hopefully, anyways. I think Lux may have just gotten a call about his car. What did I think of the Forest of Myth? A lot of reading, but I liked it. I mean, it would have been fun if I didn't have to read everything aloud. More fun, I should say. I like puzzles and riddles, though, so it was actually a lot of fun. The maze really took me back to my mud days and having to, like, map out a mud zone on paper so that you knew where you were going. With, like, all the exits and stuff. I played Muds as well? Yes, I did. Played them pretty extensively for a while. Like, way back. I think Achaea was one of the big ones that I played. Like, one of the main ones that I played a lot. I think that's what it was called. I'll type it out. I think that's one of the big ones that I played. And then there were a few that were made by like the same people that I like kind of dabbled in, but I think that's one of the big ones that I played.
Jacob!
How can I help you? Need some work done on your weapon?
Oh, I don't have enough broken antennas.
Come back soon.
I can fix that. You can, I should just be able to go in here and like farm the shit out of the level, right? But yeah, so I actually kind of like the text-based riddles and stuff. I admit, like, I will give people that it may not be the most exciting thing for a stream, but I thought it was pretty damn cool. I know that I tried a bunch. I just think that Achaea one was one of the big ones that I really got into. Okay, guys. I have to go for a bit for lunch. I will be back afterwards this afternoon for some more because I have decided I'm doing a full day of this and I don't care. I know that Mux is gonna have some probably homework and stuff to do anyways. So, it might be an hour or two because I think we might stop off somewhere on the way back. But I will be back and then we will play some more. Until then, all you guys have a good day. Get some food if you need it. And I'll see you guys soon. See you soon, guys.